And so I have a psychology degree and I really do love, I've always been curious at a very young age of human interaction and why people do what they do. And watching the room, basically, I was a quieter kid, ironically, when I was growing up. So I had a psych degree and had no idea what I was going to do with that and was fumbling through after college. And then because I needed a job, applied at a place that was a good company. Did not really know what inside sales was at the time, applied, got it, and then quickly figured out, oh, this is human communication. This is psychology. I can do this. And so it was really fun. And within like 2 months, I was like, oh, this is my thing. I love this. I love co creating, having mutual success with a client, building things together year over year. And then around 17 or so years in from that, I was really bored. I was really bored. Same type of thing, different day. I wasn't growing
Mhm.
anymore.
Right. Yeah.
So that's really where the shift came of what I do now. I really took a step back and said, okay, if I were to bounce, which was not an easy thing to do, if you're halfway decent at sales, it's pretty lucrative most of the time. So I could have stayed on that track easily on a financial side, but I really wanted to explore and get excited again. I missed that side of it. And so I took a minute, I took about 6 months and sat down and worked with a career coach and said, here's what I love about corporate and about sales and about the connection within that, all of these nuances. Here's what I was missing. Here's what I would like to create, and curious to see if anyone else would respond to that and see that that's
Yes.
a need. And so
Right.
that was that transition. And here we are 7 years later. And clearly it's something that people are taking to heart, which is amazing.
So it's a good fit. So I would argue back to your degree, your college degree, that that is a perfect degree to have to get into sales.
Mm,
I mean,
yeah.
it is spot on. People think some of these degrees that are less traditionally lucrative,
Mhm.
but if it's people based, anytime you can work with people and add value, moving them through the sales process or whatever it happens to be, you're adding value to them and you're communicating with them to do that. And psychology, that's spot on. I had
Mhm.
I was just shy of having a minor in psychology based on all the
Mm,
classes I took. I just liked it. It was interesting to me.
yeah.
But I was a marketing major. Go figure that. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, in
Yeah.
in my first round and real estate and whatever. It's not my story here, but um, let's.
But it's good. It is that human connection. I took my first psych class my junior year of high school, and I thought, yeah, this is what I'm going to major in. I knew which college I wanted to go to, and I knew some of the things I wanted to experience with that because I, at a very early age, was in choir and classically trained in that in vocal, and I was on stage with theater and all the things growing up.
Really?
And so I
Right.
knew which college I wanted to go to for that experience, but I had no idea, my sophomore year, what I was interested in or thinking about majoring in. One psych class my junior year, and I was like, "This is it.
That was it.
This is exactly it." Yeah. Didn't take long.
So, what you envision doing with that psychology degree?
I did
Because you had to have a
nothing.
vision on that, right? You got to
I
think
didn't.
something.
I did
You
not. I did
did?
not.
No idea.
I kept getting asked. My mom asked me and over again, "So are you gonna counsel?" No. I'm not gonna counsel people. What?
No.
No. Why would I do that? Like, that's a weird track, right? That's an obvious track. I just had no interest in that, but I really loved the learning about it and staying curious about it, and it got me excited. And for someone that's, I was in the arts and I am a very hands-on learner, school was really not my jam. And so to find something that I could really dive into and actually hold and get excited, that was the reasoning behind it. I didn't have a full-on plan after, but the in the moment was good for it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's all you need to know is, what's around the next corner and the next corner. You don't
Yep.
have to have the whole plan because I don't know. I mean, some people I suppose do that. I've asked that question to a lot of people in real estate. When you're eight, did you plan on being in real estate?
Mhm.
99% no, but one person, yes. It was like, yes, that's what I was
Mm.
going to do. I was going to make a lot of money and drive a nice car and da-da-da-da. And the only reason for that is that it was modeled because his parents were in real estate. That
Oh, yeah.
was the reason. So that makes perfect sense. Otherwise, people can't
Yeah.
don't necessarily see that path.
Yeah.
But everyone else
Yeah.
is like, no, and here's my story, and they over here and
Yeah.
over here, whatever,
Yeah.
And then I ended up in real estate, and I really love it, and it's been such a good fit
Yeah.
for the 10 years or whatever. They've been doing it 15, 20, 30 for some.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. So I don't know. It's fun to hear these stories, but and so